is so hot outside today that I can't even hardly think.
What was I doing?
You know it's hot when there is not a single animal that isn't seeking refuge in the shade. I'll show you what I fixed up to try to beat the heat. So, in case you guys don't know, you're new to the channel, if you would give us a thumbs up, like, subscribe, hit the bell notification, all that good stuff, and keep informed of what we've got going on and future videos and things like that. But we bought this house, let's see, November of 2017, and it was like gutted out and needed a lot of work. It had been neglected for years and years and years, and some of the kind of rinky-dink repairs that people had done over the years, one, they weren't good enough in the first place, and two, they were failing from weather and things like that. The roof was in bad shape, and so we've been working over the last 2.5 years, almost 3 years now, on getting this to be our forever home. And it's not very big. It's less than 900 square feet, and there's just certain things that are not up to comfortable living standards. We don't have, there is a permanent toilet in there, but like there's no shower, there's no tub, there's not even a vanity in the bathroom. I only recently finished up the kitchen, or got the kitchen to where it actually had like countertops and cabinets and running water and all that stuff. And so if you would click the link in the description, I'll show you that video. But it's just been a lot of compromise and just having to prioritize what the next project was going to be, what I was going to spend my time on. And all of this is happening while we're raising our first child. I'm 40 years old, and we've got a 9-month-old baby. So many challenges. Add on top of that we live in the desert, and in the summertime it just gets crazy hot. Like I said earlier, we're triple digits, easy triple digits, the 110 range, which doesn't usually last that long, but when it is here, it is miserable, and I will show you why. This is one of our major climate control aspects here. Is we've got a 27-foot Forest River V-Cross trailer that we bought in Las Vegas before we moved down here into southern Arizona, and works great for the most part. I also have in the bedroom in the house, I have a portable air conditioning unit that is vented out. That's what's running there. It's venting outside. My son's actually taking his nap right now, so he is in that climate controlled room. We are usually hanging out in the trailer for now until I get the mini split system set up and operating in the house. Until then, we have to kind of get creative. So yesterday, that leads me to, what did I do yesterday that made a change in how we kind of cool off? And what happened was, it was so hot. Like I said, it was like 111, 112 under the porch there. So who knows how hot it is in the actual sun. And the trailer here is not parked under any kind of shade or anything like that, with exception of certain times of day. It's shaded by some of the trees, but when it is like it is right now, and the sun is directly overhead and just beating down for like the next 3 or 4 hours, it is brutally hot. And so here's what I came up with the approval of my wife, because this is kind of a, can I say ghetto? This is kind of a rinky-dink ghetto, whatever, however you want to say, solution for this exact environment. So what we've got here is I've got an IBC tote that I have already cut the top off, and I was using this, I pulled this liner out and I was using this as a brooder. And if you haven't seen that video, I'll leave a link in the description for that particular video. And so I was raising chicks this spring in here, and so I came out yesterday, I cleaned this all up, sanitized this and everything, and now this is what I am affectionately calling my IBC koozie. Alright, so as you can tell, I didn't fill this up all the way. Obviously this is a personal preference. You don't even have to cut if you are making your own IBC tote, koozie, IBC koozie. You can cut this higher than where I cut it. Why this was already the perfect height from converting it to my brooder to this. One, I didn't have to use any extra parts or cut out a whole new thing. But because I have a 9-month-old, I don't want it too deep so that when he's sitting in it, it's not, you know, up to his mouth or anything like that.
Who's awake? Huh? Is that you? Is that you?
Who's that handsome boy? Who's that handsome boy? Do you have a good nap? Huh? Do you have a good nap? Mwah. Look what we got. Look. Look at that. You gonna go for a swim? Buddy. Ooh, buddy, that's cold. That's cold, Bubba's. came back with some pool noodles, and so what I'm going to do is I'm gonna cut them with a utility knife down the bottom side there and wrap it over. On the corners I may have to do like a 45-degree cut and splice them together, and I'm not going to get too fancy around these areas here. I may put a little slit underneath, like a cross-section slit, so that it kind of wraps around a little bit better. But I'm just going to take some 3M blue tape and wrap around where those joints are to keep the noodle in place. So I'm going to switch over to motion capture here, or time lapse, and just kind of go ahead and put this all together. Alright, so that's how for $4 in pool noodles plus tax and a roll of tape, you can safety that edge up a little bit. Might be time here in a little bit to hop back into this IBC koozie a little bit later with Asher, and we'll splash around a little bit and get some shots with us in here, and also got some bonus toys out of it, some floaty toys for him to play with that are baby size. So stay tuned for that.